the Independent National Electoral Commission, via their Deputy Director for Information and Publicity, stated yesterday that the BVAS, that's the Bimodal Voter Accreditation System, has been updated to detect any difference in the result. If there is any difference in the result from the one between the one in the polling unit and the one that is recorded in the BVAS. So do you think that is possible for them to do, right? Do you think that is possible, Mr. Kelvin? Do you think that they can detect that, considering the processes involved?
Actually, from what INEC is saying, they're trying to make us know that what they collected, that is the POs in the polling units, what they collected, if it doesn't match with what is being imputed on the BVAS, it won't update, it won't accept it. Well, for me, I think that is just a mere excuse. That's a lame excuse for failure, right? Yeah, because when we look at Kenya, for example, Kenya is an African country. In the election they conducted in 2022, it was known to be one of the it was cited as one of the most transparent and technology-enabled election in African history. Yeah. So in this election, they were able to deploy a robust digital system, that electronically publicized results from over 46,000 police stations, allowing citizens, media, and civil society to download and tally results in real time. Right? This is a country that is actually serious. They actually mean business, to actually conduct a free and fair election. I believe INEC is just coming out in this era, in this time where technology is taking over everything. Evolvement of technology is going at a very high pace and at a very high speed. At this time, INEC is coming out to give us this kind of lame excuse. I believe this is just a lame excuse for failure, in the coming election.
Okay, so Hosanna, considering the fact that BVAS cannot actually differentiate the voters that are voting for ADC and voters that are voting for PDP, right? So it's about the total number of votes in the polling unit, right? Yeah. So do you think that is going to help the electoral process, considering the fact that the BVAS cannot even know who is voting for APC, who is voting for PDP, or who is voting for Labour Party? So how does this detect in the difference? How does it help?
Okay, the thing is, why do we even have to use a machine that does not have a standard recognized, picture frame for whatever you're voting? If I can actually use a machine to thumbprint, for example, this is my phone now. As I'm opening it, I'm already seeing that there's 1, 2, 3, 4 for me to enter my password. So why do I have to thumbprint separately? Then you now bring a paper, and now there's still going to be a little bit of problem there, because the PO can decide to bring a paper and say, okay, after all the vote that was thumbprinted on the BVAS, ADC had 10, APC had 52. How is he going to know? How is he going to be able to differentiate that? So why don't we just make this very electronically transparent? As I am voting, as I'm thumbprinting, it is showing that, okay, APC, I want to vote for APC. APC just comes out and I vote for APC. And it counts automatically. There's still going to be a problem, because somehow it's still going to be manual.
Why do you have to accreditate?
And then
and then there is a paper to record, and you're now
and then do you know that after recording, you will still come back to now impute what you've gotten from BVAS in the form EA. After EC8A, yeah. So after doing that, what exactly? Haven't you seen their papers where there's a lot of crisscrossing? What exactly are they doing?
Because
are they trying to wind us?
Definitely, there's going to be some mistakes.
Do we look like children?
Mr. Kelvin, do you think that this is a step towards a transparent election, or is it just a political stunt to sway the attention of the masses?
For me, I think it's just a political stunt. Yeah, they're just trying to make us know that they are trying. Which I feel they are not. Yeah, and every other youth feel they are not trying. Yeah, because
they're just trying to condition our mind to feel like,
for God's sake. Yeah, we are not in 1980 where you tell me that you have to take something and come and add here for you to get this. So if it fails, definitely there must be failure. There's going to be an error. Like what Hosi said, if they are able to do this election from start to finish using a machine, yeah, then we can be sure of a free and fair election. But anything that is not that, then we are doomed for a repetition of failure. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Do you think that there is what do you think that INEC can do at this time? Because I mean, we've been talking about this thing for some days, for some weeks, for some months now. What do you think? Do you have a clue of how they can go about this stuff? I mean, the transparency in the election because this BVAS, for me, right? I don't think it's something that's
no need to answer
work.
it anymore. Don't need to answer the question. The thing is, why are we having to not break down the election through and through electronically? That's the only way we can, say that this election is fair. In fact, the last time we had a free and fair election in Nigeria was during MKO Abiola's election.
But
was he even given that?
You were not present. So
I wasn't present, but I do history, I do research, I read.
What makes you think that what you read in history is actually the right?
The thing is, we have people that were there.
Okay.
That were there. They
are telling the story.
They are telling the stories.
That means the election is not even free and fair. Now, since he was not even given.
He was not even given, and then he was
Yeah.
taken into the DSS custody, and then he died. What was that? And then they said he did felony. What felony? Someone is telling you that he won this election. He knows that he won the election, and he could actually practically see that. So why are we? In fact, I'm so angry that we are still having to drag ourselves from 1980 till 2026, and we cannot actually have a real recorded electronic transmission of election. We are still having to do it manually. Like, are we not tired in Nigeria of doing everything manually? Go to other states, other countries. They don't even pump their tires anymore. But go and see our vulcanizers. They are always pressing. What exactly is the problem? It's not a laughing matter. Like, I am angry, and in between being angry, sometimes I just wish that the problem is really us.
You said something, and you made mention of the organizers, right? I mean, if those ones, right? If you tell government that they should improve the system to a point where we don't have those kind of people, those class of people in the society, they'll be looking at you as if you are speaking from 50 years.
No, not about saying not having the class of people, but
there
training those class of people.
There's how they can do it better. Like when you go out, you see a lot of facilities. You see people order for these guys to repair their cars online.
Yes.
You book ahead.
At the comfort of your house.
It's not like this one are littered by the roadside. You book ahead. You call them. There's how you can even book. Maybe you want them today or tomorrow. They will tell you that they have been booked for like the week.
Imagine. In fact, that's why cars these days they have this electronic and electrical stuff that you don't even need to go and repair your cars manually anymore. You don't need to start. In fact, you go, the computer inserts, and the computer starts telling you this is what's wrong with your car, your fuel pump is bad, your this is bad. It detects the problem, and you solve it quickly. Why can that not come into election? Because they want to, they just want to steal the votes.
The thing is, technology has really evolved, These guys are just making serious excuses. Technology has evolved to the point that everybody, every stakeholder in the nation will participate in the election, and we see results in real time. Okay, yeah. So all these ones they're just saying right now that when this result is being tallied with this one, it's going to be mismatched. It's not going to update. It's just fallacy. Basically, they're just giving us excuse. And mark my word, if nothing is being done to challenge INEC to actually try as much as possible to make this election to be fair and fair, then we will have a failed election come 2027.
Mr.
Right?
Kelvin.
If we're unable to fix this technological defects, if Kenya can do it. I don't know.
Mr. Kelvin, you're even stressing your brain too much. The thing is, INEC should be a body of its own. Autonomous. Yeah. Without the president or vice or whoever, Senate having to elect somebody.
That was going to be my last.
You understand?
On this.
Then outside that, have we not been doing these BVAS and IREVs in the past election? Did it work? Do we not still have problems with mismatched results? So what are we saying? Who are we deceiving? You cannot deceive yourself.
Coming to you lastly on this, do you think that in a country where the sitting president appoints INEC chairman, do you think that we are going to experience a free and fair election in such a country?
Of course,
it's possible.
I think I will answer the question with this well-known proverb that said, he who dictates the piper, or who pays the piper dictates the tune, right? He who pays the piper dictates the tune. Now, in this case, President Tinubu is one that selected this INEC chairman. Definitely, he's one paying him. He's one that brought him. The INEC chairman have seen Tinubu now as somebody like he's God on earth, basically. So definitely, he's gonna do everything to favor Tinubu and the APC. So I don't see it as I don't see a free and fair election if this is the case, except we have INEC coming out to say, okay, they are on their own, and they are able to bring, somebody that even Tinubu does not know, right? Yeah. Once they're able to do that, okay, we can be sure that, okay, we may have a free and fair election.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Ozana, what was the last one on that?
The thing is, we can actually still have the president put somebody there and the person still stands for integrity. There are still people with integrity. There are still sons who have integrity. There are still judges who have integrity. There are still lawyers who have integrity. And in this legislative body, if you appoint me,
you see, there are still judges that have integrity.
Yes, there are. There are people who still judge well in Nigeria. Just that they may not be seen, they may not be heard, but trust me and believe. Or maybe there are judges who are fair when it comes to the common people, but not fair enough when it comes to the people in government. The people I'm talking about. So what I'm saying is that if you elect me as INEC chairman, Baba, if you like, pay me 1 billion. Now who win? Now I go call.
Are you sure?
Now who win? Now I go call.
Are you sure? It's all right.
It was an exciting session today in Youth Agenda, and we believe that the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, will hear the cry of the youth and will try as hard as possible to give us a free and fair, transparent election. Thank you for watching. See you next time.